Greetings, folks. Today is Wednesday, April 27th, and I'm going to enjoy a springtime walk and a springtime drive out here in the Napa Valley, starting right here at one of our local wineries called Artesa. And this is in the Carneros region of Napa, and this is where I'm going to spend my time today. It's a beautiful part of Napa, and I'm going to take you along with me. Springtime in Napa means that the vineyards are budding out and starting to get the beautiful fresh leaves on the vines, and the hills are still green. So I'm trying to make the most of my walks and my drives while the hills are still green. Up here in near the parking lot of Artesa Winery, you can see in the distance some waterways. I'll actually be over at those waterways later on taking my walk. But I thought this would be a great place to just look around today and enjoy these green hills and the vineyards. Speaking of waterways, here's a beautiful water feature here at this winery. It's pretty cool to look at the water feature up close and then see the waterways off in the distance. And a quick disclaimer, I don't have any affiliation with any of the wineries that you might see in today's video. No connection to any of them, just a local resident and someone who appreciates and enjoys the views. Okay, let's move along. Here's what those vines look like close up, and that little cluster right there will be grapes. Don't know what variety. Possibly Chardonnay, possibly Pinot Noir, I don't know. But the Carneros area is famous more for their Chardonnay and Pinot Noir, although there are other varieties here too. I am driving down Cuttings Wharf Road, passing another winery, and just taking in the views. This Carneros area of Napa is less crowded, less traveled than the major freeway or highway that goes through Napa, Highway 29. And it is also less crowded than Silverado Trail. So this is a neat little area all to itself. Okay, this is where I'm going to start my walk. And this is part of the San Francisco Bay Trail. This is a place where people come out to walk and ride their bikes and ride their horses. And I have a feeling it's going to be a nice, quiet walk here today. I don't see anybody out right now except the construction workers down here. They are building a new resort, and it is going to be fancy. It's been years in the making. I'll be sure to get a shot of that when I get closer. Okay, here's a view of some of this new resort going in. It's called Stanley Ranch Resort. There you go. That might be the front entrance when this place really opens up. Not open to the public yet, and it will be high-end Napa Valley style lodging. Definitely for those who can afford such luxury. Looks like the tractor's bringing in some new little vines to be planted. I guess this whole area will become a giant vineyard, except for where those big eucalyptus trees are. We're here now on Stanley Lane, and I'm going to make a left and wind my way around. There's an old barn up there, probably the only old structure left in this area. A lot of new construction going up. I was reading a sign that said there are villas and cottages and homes. Okay, now I'm way on the other side of this property, and that will show you some of the many buildings that are going up around here. And this is just amazing to me because, of course, you know, I remember when it was nothing but a wide open field. There are a few remnants of the old country life right here, California poppies. Trying to get a little closer so you can see that sculpture, which really rises above the buildings. And the loop is completed. That was about 45 minutes. Okay, back in the van and continuing down Cuttings Wharf Road. And just an old place that I like to remember. It was a great hamburger place, kind of a diner. This is Cuttings Wharf, where you would launch your boat. I'll get out in just a moment. Here we go. Kind of windy down here. This is the Napa River. Back in the van, these trees to your left are all pomegranate trees, and they just get loaded in the fall. Okay, we're gonna head out somewhere else here in Carneros. Okay, now we're on Milton Road. Obviously at the marina. And this is where some of those waterways that we saw in the distance from our Tessa winery, this is where some of those waterways come into view. We are going through a neighborhood, and we're going to get to a very interesting part. There's a familiar sight. I usually see it from far away, but today it's right there. It's one of those old train bridges. And just so happens there's a boat on the river right underneath. Cool. You see a lot of boats out here. A lot of people have their own boats. They have their own little docks in their backyards. Also a lot of RVs. I think a lot of people live out here on the river that enjoy the outdoors. I hardly ever see a for sale sign in this neighborhood. People really love it. And this is the dead end of Milton Road. I'm going to park here because I'm going to take another little walk. This place here at the dead end has always fascinated me. Let me get you up a little closer. This is an abandoned building, and the whole property is in disrepair. It's hard to believe that this sits out here unused and abandoned. Looks like there's a lot of graffiti over there. In this area of high land values. It's just sitting here. Looks like there was a keypad of some sort, and there's a very big rock wall around it. I don't know how many acres this is, but it's so weird that it's just sitting here, not used for anything, in this beautiful corner of Napa Valley. Anyway, there's the entrance to my next little walk. I'll take you with me for a little while. We're at the Napa Sonoma Marshes State Wildlife Area. Cool place to walk. And there's a view of the Napa River down here at this tidal marsh. A little neighborhood over here. One walking path here to my right and one to my left. I'm going to take the one to my left. Looks like somebody's claimed this spot, probably for fishing. And I think I'm actually going to wrap it up here because I'm going to just kind of meander about. And this will just give you an overview of the Carneros area of the Napa Valley. Kind of a hidden gem. There are other wineries that I never even mentioned, and they are all worth checking out. This is a very cool area of Napa. As you can see, it's not densely populated or visited or filled with tourists, as some areas are. I bet that Stanley Ranch will be, though, soon. And that'll all be different out there. For now, oh yeah, one more thing. Out here in the Carneros area, over yonder, a few miles from here, there's a creepy old abandoned wireless radio station. I'm going to put the link to that at the top of this video. And if you'd like to see an old abandoned building out here in the middle of nowhere in the Napa Valley, check that out. Otherwise, thanks for coming along with me. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.